Hello, good morning and welcome to Apollo 24/7's Health Hour with the experts from Apollo 24/7. Today we are going to talk about the most fussiest topic of our households. Every household will have this drama if you have kids. Kids of any age, we have trouble to give them the right kind of food. What is the right food? Which is the best nutrition possible? Am I feeding my child right? Is my child's growth enough? What do I do if the child is not eating well? I know these questions because I have been a mother to a child and I understand each phase of the child has a different requirement as well and comes up with a different challenge. So today we bring you two specialists, one a pediatrician and then a senior consultant dietitian, both from Apollo hospitals. We are going to invite them shortly on the show. This show is meant for you to ask your questions. We're going to have an initial discussion first. We're going to have both the doctors here tell you about the topic and then we will start taking your questions. You want your question to be answered, you know where to type? On the YouTube chat box. Please place your question in the YouTube chat box and I will ask these questions to the respective expert and I will wait for our experts to join you now. So we have our first expert, Dr. S.V. Sridhar, who is a senior pediatric consultant, Apollo Hospitals, Jubilee Hills, Hyderabad, with an experience of 15 years. Dr. Sridhar can be consulted for all pediatric issues, but he majorly has specialized in respiratory infections in children like COVID and RSV, H1N1, that is the swine flu, and adenovirus infections and pneumonias, acute gastroenteritis in children, the so-called infamous tomato flu, foot mouth disease, speech delay, febrile seizures, growth and development, and pediatric emergencies. And here's Dr. Sridhar. Good morning, Sridhar Garu. Welcome to the show.
Very good morning. Thank you.
Yes.
How are you?
Dr. Sridhar Garu is from Hyderabad and both of us are from Hyderabad. We speak Telugu. Namaskaram andi Telugulo malli okkasari swagatam meeku.
Namaskaram.
So, audience, we will keep the show in English and Hindi predominantly, but in case somebody wants an answer in Telugu, for all the Telugu audience who are watching us, we will condense the answers in Telugu for you and Dr. Sridhar will be doing that for us. Well, and our next expert on the show is a senior consultant dietitian from Apollo Hospitals, Greens Road, Chennai, Dr. Bhuvaneshwari Shankar, with an experience of 40 years. And she's awarded with Lifetime Professional Achievement Award from the Apollo Hospitals Group, Lifetime Achievement Award from JBS College Chennai, Senior Leadership Award from Apollo Hospitals Group, and she's also a she's a member from American Society of Parental and Enteral Nutrition, then European Society of Parental and Enteral Nutrition. She specializes in clinical nutrition and dietetics. Here is Dr. Bhuvaneshwari Shankar. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome. Okay, ma'am, I cannot hear you very well, but I understood that you wished me. In case that you have muted. No, ma'am, I can't still hear you. In case you have muted yourself, please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Good morning, Jansi. I'm sorry I had muted.
No problem, ma'am. Vanakkam. Ma'am is coming from Chennai, so she can speak Tamil as well and Hindi.
Vanakkam.
So, to the audience who are watching us in Tamil Nadu and other places, in case that whenever we require an answer in Tamil, ma'am will be able to answer in Tamil as well. So, welcome once again, ma, to the show, ma'am.
Sure.
Thank you. And here are our experts for today. Dr. Sridhar, Dr. Bhuvaneshwari, both of you, I will ask you one question as a mother first, then a host next. I, as a mother, was always concerned. So is this concern natural? I was always thinking that I'm doing something wrong to my child. Dr. Sridhar, do you always find such parents in your clinic?
Yeah, very regularly I'm seeing such a, actually they are very worrying about their kids. Mothers are always worrying about if they are eating, if they are not eating also, both in aspects, not only one thing.
It's
So
not just one.
Both also because of the mother. No? So mother is more so apprehension about their kids. So that's why. So they used to come like that. So my child is a picky eater. He's not eating well. He's jumping, but he's very active. He's playing and everything. He's doing his own works, but he's not eating. So second thing is, so my kid is eating, but not up to the mark. Actually, he's not eating up to this calories is not sufficient. I think so because of his going to be for the last 2 years, he's not gaining weight. So these
Correct.
type of things what we are seeing.
I totally understand how a mother would feel, but as an expert, Dr. Bhuvaneshwari Shankar ji, what do you feel? जैसे ये हम माँ का एक टेंशन जो रहता है, that is understandable. But while talking about the child's growth, how and what should be the parameter that a parent should hold?
What I feel is, I'm sure Dr. Sridhar will agree, if the child's weight gain is proper, there's no weight loss, if the child is active and not falling sick very often, these three, the mother
Correct.
should be happy. But as a mother, always they feel the child is not eating enough. As a dietitian, if I go through the full history of quantity, it's the mother who wants the child to eat how much she wants him to eat.
Ah, so
We
it's
need to
not the
understand that. It's not
yeah.
that the child is not eating. You give heavy snacks in between. How do you expect the child to feel hungry? You have to make the child active for growth. Activity is very, very important. They will make feed them, overfeed them, and make them sit. How will the child feel hungry?
Correct, correct.
So
So,
it's more
Dr.
in the
Sheetal,
mother's
yeah,
mind.
so we've established that both of them are there. While there is a worry which is also understandable as a mother, there is always this overfeeding or tension according to the parent. So, Dr. Sridhar, let me understand why is this childhood phase, especially the early childhood phase, very important for growth? What happens in the initial years of a child?
So the first initial days, what we are calculating is 1,000 days. 1,000 days are very important for a child to grow. There is brain and development, growth and development, especially brain development. See, 1,000 days means pregnancy period is 270 days, 9 months, plus first 2 years, so 365 days plus 365 days. Total is equal to 1,000 days. So the brain will grow
Not from the birth.
maximum. Not from the birth, actually during pregnancy. When it was started during pregnancy, the complete pregnancy period, 9 months, and after that, first 2 years, like 365 days, and this total is 1,000 days. So very important. This is a brain growth for 1,000 days is very important. And so first we just starts with the first 6 months, completely exclusive mother feed. I mean to say breastfeeding. So we should
Okay.
not give any other feeds. So always breastfeeding is a first choice. There is no other optional choices. Okay. So up to 6 months is completely exclusive breastfeeding. We used to call that exclusive breastfeeding. So after 6 months, we need to start weaning, and ideally that word is completely replaced with weaning. So we have to continue breastfeeding along with the you need to add complementary feeding. So up to 2 years, you have to continue the breastfeeding along with complementary feeding like cereals, dals, and pulses, and vitamins, and minerals, fruits. Okay, I'll tell you the diet part and everything what you have to take care of up to 1 year. So 6 months to 1 year. After 1 year is like just like what you are eating at home. Please share all the things. You just allow him to eat. Okay. Normally, we used to feed, mothers always to feed exactly, okay, this is the breakfast time. Yes, exactly 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Yes, he has to take that one, or she has to take baby. And the lunchtime. And this is the particular time, if you can fix it, it won't work. Actually, they won't eat much food. So, whatever they like, whatever they'll feel hungry. So, whenever we get that hungry things, then only they'll grow, and good environment and love and affection along with all the things, avoid screen time, and you have to share
Yeah.
with the things and eye to eye contact with the kids.
Okay. So, Dr. Bhuvneshwari, while this all is practically possible, we have issues when our children do not like certain things. We develop taste really very fast, especially children have, after 1 year, even a little ahead of 1 year, children have a very definitive taste. So, how do I, as a mother, give right taste and nutrition and whatever is being the market is hitting us so hard globally. Our children are becoming consumers right from the age of 6 months. We are making them consumers. So, where is the right balance, Dr. Bhuvneshwari?
Number one, I will say parents should set an example. If
Uh-huh.
the father or mother feel, I don't like to eat curd, you just tell that in front of the child. That's enough. The baby will catch every word, every habit, and then they'll follow that. So, one is setting an example. Second, I feel the young mothers are too stressed. I'm sure Dr. Sridhar will agree. They're too stressed. They keep comparing one kid with the other. Your kid cannot be the same like the other kid. And introduce everything. First, the child will spit. First cereal you give, the child will spit. You have to give it a gap, again, try again. So,
Ah.
everything you try introducing, if you feel the child has got an allergy to a particular food, then you can stop, you can get back to the pediatrician. Otherwise, give a gap, retry. Give a gap, retry is one. Second, do not get into Google Doctor. This
Yes, ma'am.
everybody does. When you have qualified people available 24/7, why do you go to Google and then get confused? One statement, after one paragraph, it will be a contradictory statement. Doc, am I right?
Yes,
Doc,
exactly. See
am I
what we are seeing. So for the last, especially after COVID, also for the last 2 years, we are seeing more mothers like this. So my kid is not eating this one. My kid is not eating that one. Especially, I want that food. My relatives told that this is a protein diet. If we give more protein diet, he'll get energy or something. So they used to read all the things and they'll come and ask me so many questions like this. Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
I'll
So
agree.
here, while this is understandable and part of it must be the anxiety is real. Let me ask you one thing, Dr. Sridhar. From the while the growth is also very important in the first 1,000 years, which is the condition, which is a serious condition, which is a physical condition, which we don't even know as a parent, but you will understand that this is a serious issue in the physical body, that child is not able to absorb nutrition or is not able to retain the nutrition. There are children who throw up recent very frequently. What are the conditions which are more serious?
See, conditions are serious after birth, even before pregnant. During pregnancy, we need to check proper visits. So, if child is growing properly or not. So, and any anomalies are there. Any heart or during kidney, anything. So, if you found any anomalies, that is scans they will do properly, and you have to know that you have to address before itself. After that delivery, also we have seen so many cases. Like suppose if baby is not cried immediately after birth, that's hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, CP childs. So many what we are seeing, and ex preterm, extreme preterm childs like less than 100, 1 kg, 900 grams, 800 grams. So they used to born ex preterm and preterms and normal term babies also. After that, we need to check with any surgical problems or something. If they have developmental delay and brain development, this growth and development, if it's completely issued with some other conditions. We don't know medical conditions also. So many are there like GER, gastroesophageal reflux, GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. Okay, if they won't eat much during that time, you need to address it as well as possible as a things. And they used to come with they are not. If they are continuing with mother feeding is absolutely fine. So we need to check the weight also exactly. So how baby is growing exactly. So not only growth and development also like milestones. You need to check with the milestones: gross motor, fine motor, social and language. So both can expect you need to check with that. Okay, the baby, suppose if 3 months his neck holding is proper, and after that the 3 months baby is you need to expect to double the birth weight. So like that, head circumference, height and weight, everything. So that's why they used to come with the pediatrician to check all the things. So many medical conditions and surgical conditions to rule out, like I told, GERD or something. And improper, suppose if mother is not giving feeding, and top feeds they are giving like buffalo milk or cow's milk, they are not mixing water properly and they are giving directly, and they are more adding to the water. It's completely undiluted and more diluted. So that will go, it won't give proper growth. So from
Yes.
milk to disease and so many things it will.
Okay. So here, Dr. Bhuvneshwari, my question to you would be, when I understand that my child is healthy, while Dr. Sridhar said that there can be any birth anomalies, and then if there is any abnormality, that will be detected and then taken care of. But if the child is healthy and still the child is throwing up or having loose motions, which are very common in the first initial years, it puts mother to a great stress, especially in the first 1 year. How do we address this, and what is normal, and what kind of foods? The moment I am trying to introduce some food, is this, how do I understand that this is keeping well with the baby system?
Okay. See, if there is diarrhea, if there is vomiting, dehydration can happen. If it is more than two times, see, regularly, if the baby passes motion two times, it's different. If the baby is passing motion every 4 hours or every 3 hours, I would say please go to a pediatrician. Number one. Second, if you have given a new food, the child has passed, lose stool. Then give a gap. As I told you, give a gap and then. I feel today's young mothers are in a hurry to introduce. There is no
Okay.
need to introduce biscuit within 4 months, juice in 4 months. And juice, as doctor said, like the milk what he was mentioning, you should never give a concentrated juice. Correct, doctor?
Yes, we should not. Only fruits we have to give.
Yeah, and why do you want curry? The child's stomach will grow, and listen to the doctor or the dietitian who give you a chart saying start this in this month, give this in this month, give it in this form, give it in this quantity. So you need to follow that, and first 1 year, 100% every monthly visit for the pediatrician to check the height, weight, developments, head circumference, and thorough checkup if
Right.
there is any other
Yes.
issue.
Yeah.
See, when
Yes.
you
So
visit a
So
pediatrician, you will mention all this.
yeah.
correct.
So
So,
can I?
so please, yes, Sridhar Garu, please go ahead. Please
Yeah, yeah.
add.
Yes, yes, I'll agree with the Dr. Bhuvneshwari, ma'am. So thing is, so is a completely is a pediatric thing. So okay, I'll answer completely about this. So if any child comes to what you told is up to 1 year, if child is growing well and everything is fine, but even though child is getting vomiting and loose stools, yeah, exactly, I'll accept with the Dr. Bhuvneshwari. You need to give that the proper, especially how much you need to give 6 to 8 months, 8 to 11 months, and after 1 to 2 years. So first 6 to 8 months, you need to give 2 to 3 scoops. Okay, if you take one bowl, that bowl contains only 250 ml. If you take one quarter on that, 60 to 70 ml only you need to give. And 8 to 11 months, suppose 8 to 12 months, so that time period you can take 125 ml. So it's 3 to 4 meals. So in between, you can give one or two snacks. Otherwise, what ma'am told that you are giving, so my baby wants to grow more, so I can give. Baby is accepting. No, I don't have any problem. If baby is accepting, the mother is giving, and finally leads to indigestion. So they'll get vomiting and they'll get loose stools. So for that age, they used to come. That time, if you check, yes, suppose the 6 months baby, I'm expected this weight and height. Okay, this is appropriately. Why you? What happened to you? So my baby is continuously vomiting, and my basic baby is getting the loose stools. So how much are you giving? So if you ask complete proper history, then we know that. And medically things, I told you, improper dilutions. I have seen improper dilutions of milk if we give, or concentrated milk. They want to give more concentrated milk. Then suppose if during diarrhea also, if they are giving ORS sachets or something, improper ORS sachet, that leads to severe hypernatremia and hyper. So very dangerous complications also are there. So they need
Right.
to
So,
meet pediatricians.
understanding that you need to be in touch with your pediatrician, and if
Yes.
necessary, if there are specific requirement, then please consult your dietitian before you do. If there are specific conditions like preterm babies or babies with
Then,
other issues, definitely you need to have a complete team on board. You cannot take Google or internet doctor and get your inputs there. Dr. Bhuvneshwari, while Dr. Sridhar is adding to what mothers or parents or grandparents' excessive enthusiasm into food, feeding them extra, let's talk about childhood obesity. After 2 years, we are seeing our children without working, without enough physical exercise, and exposure to junk food and obesity. Would you want to comment on this kind of scenario?
Yes, all along it was a problem of Western kids today. Indian kids are becoming obese. Two, three reasons I would say. Number one is inactivity.
Yes.
Number two, junk foods. Junk means we immediately think of pizza and burger. You know how many junk foods we have in our own households? Snacks, snacking. Why do you want snacks? See, the if it's a child of 2 years, a quantity, as doctor said, will be very less. So you need to feed frequently. Meal time, you have to give only meals. If you give heavy snacks during snack time, how do you expect the child to eat meals? Second, what do you give the child as a snack? Why not nuts? After 2 years, why not nuts? Why not fruits? Why not healthy snacks? Why do you want to give samosas and cutlets and everything fried, fried, fried? All
Or pack
sweets,
or packaged.
packed foods,
Let us
packed
mind
foods.
them. Last
Yes,
night, I
correct.
was at a grocery store and I see a mother buying loads and loads of unfried chips. I asked her immediately. I said, "Ma'am, 20, 30 packets." She says, "No, ma'am, I've stopped giving my child the fried snacks, and these are not fried; these are baked snacks. You don't even know what's there in the package."
Exactly.
Mm,
And we
that is
need
well
to
said.
understand if something is quick to prepare, that means there is some cooking has already done.
Right.
Anything half done is what is in the packet. The remaining they say you do. Put it in microwave. Nothing will get cooked in no time. Okay? So there is some pre-cooking which has happened. One. Second, I feel when the mother doesn't cook, you allow a cook to cook.
Mm.
Many households, this is becoming an issue. Cooks want to make things very fast, and frying is easier than slow cooking.
It's again, yes, if I need to take help from my cook, I need to guide my cook. See, I can't say
Yes,
that I
yes,
have to cook because I need to go out and
no,
work. I will have to,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
And today we
So,
have one kid or two kids. So why not mothers put in enough time to supervise what is being cooked or cook
yes,
the food for the baby?
yes. One quick question, Dr. Sridhar, before I take the YouTube questions. The question is that the additives that I find in a lot of children's products like AHA, DHA, growth, calcium, vitamins, bloody every product is loaded with something or the other which says that growth development, brain development. One quick question is, are these necessary as supplements?
So, see, necessary means, yeah, definitely some DHA and AHA ratios will be there. 1:6 or 1:3 something. So they are giving in some milk products. First of all, I don't want to encourage that milk products. First, definitely you need to give with only mother feed. Suppose if mother feed is not sufficient, then you can. Second option is milk products. That too, powder milk, it's okay. You can give. So they want to add. They are searching brain for brain development. You need to definitely needs DHA or something in some percentage only. So many things.
Not for
Okay,
everybody.
but not for means not for everybody. See who can buy. If you take rural people, so majority of rural people are they can buy this. They can afford these things to take every month. It will take thousands ideally. So they are happily giving their cows and buffaloes milk and something. So they are adjusting, but they are growing well. And some are 50% are nutrition deficiencies, some other, but in our things we are giving major deals. So all containings what you told, different kind of vitamins and all this 104 products, DHA and brain growth, all the things in that. In that also we are seeing a lot of developmental
Yeah.
delay, speech delay, because of their screen time is more, and he's not eating much, he's not developing because of his addicted to screen time. But every day they are giving these milk products. So it's not depending upon the completely, you cannot depend on that one. So how
Okay.
they are
So,
growing and everything is,
yeah.
yeah.
So it is not absolutely necessary. It's only when the pediatrician thinks that it is necessary. So, ma'am, I would want to start the questions on the YouTube chat box. So, Dr. Bhuvneshwari, first question to you, ma'am. Chiku is asking this question. The toddler is Srija. She's 2 year old, 3 months. Then her weight is 11 kilos. Height is around 2 feet 4 inches. I feel that she is underweight and it's hard to feed her anything. There are two parts of the question here which I want you to address. One, the mother feels that the child is underweight, and two, and the mother feels it is very hard to feed the child. Both here I want to underline the feel. How
So
far is
first,
this?
okay,
Yeah, please,
sorry to
Sridhar, you
disturb
want
you.
to?
So
Weight,
Yeah,
please
the
answer.
yeah, please go
weight,
ahead.
yes, ma'am. Weight concern, I don't think so about madam. Madam will completely new. She is very strong in nutrition. So weight means they have to ask the pediatrician only. So 2 years he is expected to it is maximum 12 kg. If it's 11
Yeah,
kg is acceptable. It is acceptable.
yeah.
That is. The next thing is height is also acceptable. After that, madam will take it.
Okay, so pediatrician is certified that Chiku Srija Arya is fine. Your child is
Fine.
certified
Yes,
for
yes.
pediatrician at
You
Happy.
have to look at what is the average Indian baby's 1 year weight. 9 kg, doctor? 2 years is 12
Yes,
kg.
9 to
If the baby is
yeah, 9 to
11,
12.
yeah, 9 kg is 1 year, 2 kg is 12 years. Number one. Number two, if the baby is 11.5, for example, not underweight. Third, 2 year, 3 months. After two, I think the age of two is no. They will become so adamant about eating, playing, everything. It is a no age for everything. The 2 years is
Totally agree.
very tough. Doctor, I'm sure you'll agree. two
As a
years
mother,
Exactly.
onwards.
I will also agree because we've seen
Yeah,
our children becoming troublesome twos and terrible threes.
yes, troublesome too is very true. Second, these mothers start sending them to play school. So there's a different atmosphere, which they like, they don't like. You don't know. You pack something and send them, they will not eat. It is a troublesome age. We have to be patient. And as I told you, it's not what the quantity mother wants the baby to eat. Otherwise, if the child is active and picking what she's supposed to learn and interact, I think they should not worry. If
So
the
don't
mother
worry.
expects
Yes,
2 to 3
Chiku's.
idlis in the morning, sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Please continue, ma'am, if you want to
So
continue.
the quantity will gradually increase. We need to understand the size of the stomach is small. It is growing. Allow it to grow. Don't stuff.
Yeah, yeah, great. So Subrata Podar's next question, Dr. Sridhar. 3.5-year-old child detected ADS. I'm not sure if it is ADS or ASD. So I want to know the proper diet for his daily life. Is ADS something else or is it?
ASD, autistic spectrum disorder,
No,
or
that is
if child
ASD,
is
no?
have
Yeah,
yeah
Subrata, would
autistic
you want
spectrum
to?
disorder,
Yeah. Subrata, would you
or
want to confirm if it is just 1 second, sir? I'll ask the audience to. Subrata Podar, would you want to please type again? You have typed as ADS. So is that autism spectrum disorder, ASD? Please type again. In the meanwhile, let's talk about ASD. Now that we are we are finding a lot of children who are detected with autism spectrum disorder. Dr. Sridhar, what is your take
right.
on? Yeah.
So one more differential diagnosis means if they mention that ASD means atrial septal deficiency, that's actually it is in the heart disease. So I want to know that is a heart or artistic spectrum disorder. So we are
Yeah.
seeing a lot artistic spectrum disorders like autism and ADHD. So hyperactivity is completely is based on ADHD. And suppose if there is no eye contact and child is very dull, is playing his own himself, is not mingled with any kid. Okay. Is suppose he's talking is himself or something. So that is completely its artistic spectrum. So in that sorry, development in delayed child, what I have seen a lot things is they doesn't have that swallowing reflexes properly.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so and they can't even chew properly. So that's coordination. It's definitely it is missing. So they suddenly they'll swallow, or they can't even chew, or they'll
Okay.
chew but they can't able to take swallow. They'll get choking episodes also. Yeah, so many issues with autistic spectrum disorders, and they doesn't know how to ask also to parents. I'm hungry. Yes, I want this food. I want that food, and this time I'm hungry. He'll cry. He can't able because of speech delay. Complete speech delay will
Correct.
be there. Then how can you communicate if it's a 2 years or 3 years old child with autistic spectrum disorders?
Right.
Then he'll cry. But what we know that is crying for fever, crying for stomach pain, crying for ear pain, crying for hungry. Nobody knows. So it's
Right.
very difficult to manage those things. And parents only will know.
Correct.
Sorry.
So
Parents
do you
only
think
will know.
that approaching a pediatrician while observing all these symptoms in the early childhood, can we be able to help them through certain kinds of nutrition? Is there a possibility?
Definitely, definitely. I told you, according to weight or something, we will calculate holidays like this. Suppose if 4 years child, I need to expect 16 kg. So 16 kg means we need to give 1300 kilocalories per day. In 1300 kilocalories, 50% you need to cover with the carbohydrates and 20% with the proteins and 30% with the fat. So how much they are taking, what they are taking, everything will calculate.
Hmm.
Not
Hmm.
only this diet and especially diet and this swallowing coordination is there or not, is he able to swallow, is there a gag
Right.
or cough and everything. So we need to comprehensive, not only simple thing to can.
Right. So, ma'am, here's the next question for you, Dr. Bhuvneshwari. The child, Sridhar, son is 2.5-year-old, suffering from constipation even after giving lots of water, fibrous fruits, and food. What do I do? So, this is something that we need to worry about. And what is constipation? Let's first also establish how much and what is what calls for constipation.
Doctor, you just tell about
Yeah, that's why
constipation.
I
Then I'll
want to.
come to
So
Yeah.
yeah, diet part shield. So constipation is, we cannot call it as after 1 week, 6 days or 7 days, if child is not passing motion at all, nothing. So we can
How many
this
days to
definition
develop,
is
doctor?
7 days, 7 days, 6 to 7 days
7 days.
ideally,
I want all the audience to listen to this.
five
If
to
your
seven
child
days.
not pass the stool for 6 to 7 days, that is when it is called constipation. Right,
Normally
doctor?
they
Am I?
used to come with, sir. Yes, exactly. They used to come with, sir, my baby is not passed motion for the last 2 days. He is having severe constipation. That word they used to use, but ideally it's not. Actually, that's why we will know that. Okay, what is happening to the child? So in that, why he is having constipation? So how he is taking the fiber food, he is not taking properly vegetables and the green leaf vegetables, a proper quantity, water quantity, proper hydration. So everything it includes, not only simple thing is a constipated. And suppose if any medical condition can is having something, okay. And any surgical complication that is having, post surgery also they'll get constipation. Post spinal
Yes.
surgery also they'll get all these things. So for that
Correct.
comprehensive, for diet part, yes, madam will take it, madam.
Yes. So,
see,
ma'am,
if they
while
say that
the parent is feeding, they're saying that they are feeding fruits, fibrous food, and a lot of water. What else can I do? Is the question here.
okay, I would like to tell you one example. I know a mother who took the baby is used to a potty,
Huh.
okay, passing motion in the potty. I believe for few days she went to her mother's house. There is
Huh.
no potty. The baby didn't pass stool. What do you call this? Do you call this constipation? It's a habit. It's a habit
Correct.
a baby is used to. Very, very, very
Habitual.
simple. It's very simple. The baby didn't pass motion. She said after he was brought back to her house, he passed motion. What does it
Right.
mean? She had given everything. She had given water, she had given fiber. It is a habit which the child is used to. Second, I'm sure doctor will agree, there's a lot of stress if the baby doesn't pass motion. It's like you don't make the atmosphere so uh, relaxed. Even then constipation happens, doc. Have you seen mothers like this?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. See, thing is not only madam told that like I'll agree, ma'am. Then thing is
Yeah.
not only for food, environment is important, and second thing is
Hmm.
finally leads to potty training. So
Yes.
what we are giving, even food or whatever it may be, suppose vegetables, water, and something, and the final medication. Medication is not for complete treatment for constipation. Medication is for only finally leads to soft motion without any straining. Soft motion
Correct.
without any straining. Every day you have to sit for one particular time for 15 minutes in the potty. If you give proper potty training, definitely after 6 months or after 2 months, also 2 to 6 months, definitely the child will pass. So these are all
It,
medications we'll use for to give soft, motion.
it's
That's all.
more
It's
about,
not the
it's not
permanent.
more about medication, it's not more about the frequency, but it is about training, and right training is important at the right age. Yeah.
That's
Dr.
finally
Bhuvneshwari, while
leads to that.
talking about hydration, here is Sindhu's question: how do I make my child drink more water?
You have to make it as a habit. After giving food, make sure the child drinks water. And like you need to remember the child had not had water. If the child is allowed a fruit juice, we would always advocate fruit only, not juice, because fruit
Yes.
has more fiber. Even if the child is small, we say stew the fruit and give. As they grow, as the teeth start growing, they start chewing. Give them fruits which they can,
True.
bite and eat or chew and
Yeah.
eat. But buttermilk, not necessarily it needs to be only water. If the child is used to drinking milk, there is liquid going in. You tell the baby after you drink the milk, you have to rinse your mouth. What do we do after rinsing? We swallow. We
Yeah.
don't spit always as a child. You say swallow. Do, goggling like swallow. So you have to make the child, you have to participate with the child, make everything pleasurable instead of telling, come on, there are 4 glasses of water you have not had. You had only 2 glasses, drink. Child will say no and he'll run away. They don't
Yes.
like being, policed all the time. You need to make the
Yes.
environment little pleasurable. You should say, I am drinking water you have not had, let's both drink. Something like this. So
Yes. Yes.
you have to make sure the baby takes, but don't make it as a police rule.
Okay. So,
Correct.
next question that I would want to ask is about uh, some Saima Sayed ka question. Good morning. My baby is 10 months old. She is 8.2
Okay.
kilos, which is less according to her. She takes very small amount of mashed foods, which I give her like dalia, khichdi or chapatis. So how should I increase her diet? So we have touched upon this, but this is an actual question. This is the actual worry. Who would want to go ahead? First, Sridhar Garu, one certificate from you, that is 8.2 kilos, 10-month old. And mother thinks she is underweight.
No, it's absolutely fine. It's very absolutely fine. Okay, so no need to worry about that one. And yeah, we used to give the mashed potato, mashed banana, or something. Even people are thinking that the mashed potato, mashed apple, and mashed banana. Banana no need to give mashed, and you need to boil. So they used to. But if you are able to squeeze that banana and mashed it and with your fingers and paste like this, you can give that they can take.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
so with the
So,
hand also, apple you cannot make with the hand. No? That's impossible. So that's why you have to cook with mash. They'll take a pure. You just add another one, not only one fruit. At 8 months, you can add another fruit.
the child is
So,
already
but
10 months.
taste also. Yeah, that's why 10 months. You can add some other things to, add that. As Madam told, nut powder. You can add it raisins, dry fruit. So that you can add it in that. So the
Yes.
flavor will come. Suppose if you want to eat single one, so the taste buds will remember, okay, I had already this is I want to change this one. So please change.
Oh,
So every fourth day you need to introduce from 6 months to 1 year. Every fourth day you need to introduce second food. Suppose if you have started with the rice or something or some mashed apple, then you need to continue with 4 days. After fourth day, you need to introduce second food.
so boredom is real then. The relationship that you're developing, the taste that you're developing with the food, that is actually
Yeah.
real then. Boredom
That,
with food is real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Otherwise, it's others are giving, okay, I'll give, suppose today apple, okay, tomorrow I'll give khichdi, the day after tomorrow poha, and after 1 week, 3 days. So they used to give just like that. But they doesn't know if they come to meet a pediatrician, they will. So we will guide you that how to give and how to add and how much you need to add,
Okay.
how much quantity, how to give and everything.
Yes. So, Dr. Guneshwari, again, as a dietitian, now here the mother is saying that she's giving mashed potatoes, dalia, khichdi, chapati. The mother is worried about how do I increase the diet. What would you want to? advise her?
Okay, first she need to understand that she can't increase quantity at one time.
Right.
Not possible. Not possible. Please understand, size of the stomach is this. How much child can hold. Otherwise, child will puke. Or the child will have diarrhea, indigestion.
Right.
Exactly.
Ah,
So quantity matters a lot. Let her give two. If the child of 10 months can take 3 tablespoons or 4 tablespoons of khichdi, it's huge.
Exactly.
Tablespoons is too much, teaspoon is different. Teaspoon is 5 ml, tablespoon is 15 ml. So she can't try more than 2 tablespoons at a time. That is 4 teaspoons. Give a gap. Later on, you try something else. Don't give the same khichdi. Just because you've made, you can't expect the child to have. As doctor said, they
I
want
love that
variety.
statement. I have
They
made this and
want
I want to
variety.
finish this. I love
No, they
that.
want variety. They really want variety. They get
Yes,
bored.
yes.
They get bored. So try something else. You're given khichdi once. Later on, try half an idli or one
Yes.
idli. Mash it with little curd. Like that, you have to try something new. But do not add salt or sugar before 1 year. Doc?
One. Exactly.
Yeah, till
Great.
So
one
you can
year,
add everything.
no sugar, no
Ghee,
salt,
ghee.
no honey. Ghee can be added.
No.
After
Yeah,
one
I don't
year,
know.
they can.
Ghee you can give it. Ghee, everything you can add it, but no sugar, no salt up to 1 year.
1 year.
So that's why
This
they love
many of
junk foods.
yeah.
Why junk foods
Oh,
everybody is liking? Because of their more added salt additives will be there. Okay. So that's why
high
if you
salt. It's
do
not
taste
even
that one,
moderate salt.
No,
not 10
many
months. So
mothers,
after one,
sorry, many mothers do not know that they should not add sugar and salt in baby's foods till 1 year. This I really want to insist.
Correct, ma'am. Yes, yes.
Please
egg
let them
also you need
understand.
to, yeah,
Yeah,
Please
let
continue.
yes,
all the
ma'am,
mothers
definitely.
understand. No salt, no sugar, no honey till 1 year.
Yeah. Great.
And
So here's
why
the
egg
next
is
question.
introduced at 10 months, and egg is introduced at the 10 months. If you want to introduce chicken after 13 to 14, 15 months. So this is the time.
Okay. Great. So next question. Abhi, 8 months old, protein loss in urine doesn't increase weight even after high calorie. So 8 year old, I'm sorry. Abhi is asking this question. 8 year old child, protein loss in urine doesn't increase weight even after high calorie meals. How to fix the problem, Dr. Sridhar?
So, yeah, so thing is, okay, so protein losing in urine. Okay. So thing is, you need to know that suppose if child is having some any kidney problem like nephrotic syndromes, so many diseases, protein losing enteropathy, so many diseases which along with they're losing proteins means you need to address that what is happening with the child before that. So is associated with any kidney problem, digestive problem, any systemic problems, and you have to address first that one. Then you need to address, and you need to take proper medications with that one. Okay, so if suppose if my baby is losing proteins in the urine, I want to increase that food like high calorie and something. It doesn't mean that it won't give any proper results. So you need to address the primary pathology. Means why is happening? Why is losing protein in his urine? So we want to
Okay.
know that.
Right, right. So it's further investigation required. So you better consult the right
Definitely.
pediatrician on Apollo 24/7 app,
Yeah.
Abhi, and I don't think we'll be able to.
Diagnosis has to
Yeah,
happen. Diagnosis has
correct,
to
Exactly.
happen, as doctor said,
correct.
and then we will see what disease is it.
What
In
disease
kidney
is?
Yes,
disease itself, there are so many. So the
correct,
minute
correct.
they think the minute protein is lost, they'll stop giving protein. This is
Untimely.
general even in adults.
Correct,
They
ma'am.
think if they give protein, it will get lost. They don't understand there is a reason for the loss of protein. What is the
Exactly.
reason? How to correct? So they have to meet the pediatrician who will direct them further and then
Right.
do the diagnosis. According to the disease, we will give the diet.
Correct.
Exactly.
Okay. So here's a different kind of question. I think I'll direct it to Dr. Bhuvneshwari. Reshma Solanki is asking the question about the child, 14-year-old child, 65 kilos, height is 172. She wants the child to lose weight.
The height seems to be very good for 14 years. Number one, I have to say. If
Yeah.
she wants the child to lose weight, we need to see what is the activity level first.
Right.
The 14-year-old child, I would first look at how active the child is because it's a teenage. If he's
Ma'am,
going to be
one,
very active,
can I
sure,
also add before you
sure,
continue answering?
sure.
Now, 172 is as tall as I am, and it's only
What?
65 kilos. Do you even think that is overweight? First point.
For the age, weight may be overweight,
Ah,
but height is
one
good.
more thing.
After
Yes.
18 years, we look at weight and height. Till
Okay.
18 years, he's still a child. No, doctor? Till then, we
Yes,
see
at
how
fixed.
much weight gain is
No.
happening. Doctor, just pitch in, then I will talk about the diet.
So thing is, up to 15 years, we are seeing this pediatrics. Extended pediatrics is 15 to 18 years. 18 years. So
Correct.
up to 15 is normal. So 15 to 18 is extended pediatrics. Okay. So according to her height, definitely we have to accept because 170 is too tall for his
Tall.
for her age. Yeah. So for her that height, it's acceptable. Suppose a
Okay.
simple example, suppose a 10-year child, okay, this much is okay. If it is a height is more weight by looking that that age is not appropriate, but its weight is acceptable, okay. Then second thing
Yeah.
is you need to know that why as madam told that exactly how is activity. Suppose if child is very dull, not active, and continuously sitting and eating and slowly is growing, is rapid growing, it's slowly growing. We need to know that growth chart also. Suppose
Right.
rapidly growing for the last 1 year, it's we need to rule out hypothyroidism. So many medical conditions to rule out. So many medical conditions to rule out
True. True. True.
any other condition, something. So second thing, then address it. So how much
Correct.
and diet schedule, diet chart, how much he's eating every day, breakfast and snacks and junk foods, all the things. If you calculate the calories, will be high.
Right. So here we come back to you, ma'am, with understanding what we are putting inside and how well are we
Yes.
putting it inside.
Exactly. How much, what quantity, what are you giving? And then the activity. Why we keep on talking about activity? This children should be active. They are
Correct.
growing. There is no need to restrict food. You need to restrict junk food. You need to
Correct.
restrict the quantity of snacks and what snacks are you giving. If you're going to
Mm.
feed the child proper breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks can be milder. They just fill in between. They can't become main meals.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we need to look at the activity and the diet schedule.
And junk foods
Great.
will have a lot of, deep fried foods will have a lot of trans fatty acids. That leads to atherosclerosis, means heart failures and that fat in dislodge in everywhere in that body, and obesity, atherosclerosis, heart attacks and strokes. So many issues with that.
You know, it's going to be a burden on the entire country. We need to understand that it's not just a family's issue, it's an entire nation's issue, and we need to address it much better in a better way. Right, Dr. Sridhar is the next question. Dayakar Reddy, 42-year-old male, he's asking this question for his 6-year-old son who has been diagnosed with thyroid, taking Tylenol 25 mg for last 3 years. So 6-year-old child, being hypothyroid, is on 25 mg MCG for 3 years. What kind of diet and what are the disadvantages of being detected hypothyroid, and what are something that they need to do, they have to concentrate on something. I think దయాకర్ రెడ్డి గారు మీకు తెలుగు కూడా అర్థమవుతుంది కాబట్టి డాక్టర్ శ్రీధర్ గారు క్విక్గా ఇంగ్లీష్ అండ్ తెలుగులో చెప్పండి. ఎక్కడ జాగ్రత్తగా
Yeah.
ఉండాలి, ఒకసారి చిన్నప్పుడే వీళ్ళు డయాగ్నోస్ చేసుకున్నారు కాబట్టి ఎంత కేర్ఫుల్గా ఉండాలి?
సో చిన్నప్పుడు డయాగ్నోస్ చేసుకున్నప్పుడు దే ఆర్ యూజింగ్ అంటే వాళ్ళు కరెక్ట్ గా ప్రాపర్ గా డోస్ ఇస్తున్నారు లేదా అనేది యూ నీడ్ టు చెక్ ప్రాపర్ విత్ పీడియాట్రిక్ ఎండోక్రైనాలజిస్ట్. They can come to me also, will. So are there continuity? That is very important. Are there discontinuing drug, or they are giving continuously drug? That thyroid levels is on the optimum or not? If child is active or not? If child is growing weight or not? If there's not no activity, and so many issues with the thyroid also, hypothyroidism. Okay, short stature also can be happening. Okay, you need to check with the bones, bone density, vitamin D, potassium, so electrolytes and calcium levels also. So you need to check with everything with
So
hypothyroidism
once you
and
know you do
proper
not
dose.
relax, you need to keep a check on certain parameters Do you recommend this doing every year, or is there a frequency of checking these?
Yeah, 6 months to 1 year every they need to check. Suddenly, if they are using, suppose 25 mg they are using, they didn't even follow up with after 2 years. They forget every day they are giving. Finally, it will comes to it's crossed that one. So you should not use that one. So if you come with me or if you come to the pediatric endocrinologist, so then they reduce the dose. Yes, the thyroid is
So
coming in the
reviewing
afternoon.
the dosage is very important according to Dr. Sridhar. You have to give the correct dosage and review frequently is what he's suggesting. Dr. Bhuvneshwari, as I'm running short, I will quickly condense my questions. So while I understand that thyroid and the goitrogenic foods and there are certain absorbencies also and metabolism also falls, would you want to advise something for kids who are detected with hypothyroidism? What kind of nutrition would you advise?
Okay, whether it is kid or adult, people with
Kid, ma'am,
thyroid.
2.5.
Okay, it's a
Yeah,
kid. I'm telling you
kid.
for adults also.
Yes, ma'am.
Activity is a must. Is a must because their bones will become weak if they do not do activity regularly. As doctor said, calcium, vitamin D. These two need to be addressed. And overweight can put on weight quickly if they don't fine tune their calories. So we need to
Exactly.
check the weight, check the diet, check the activity, all these three. Yes, glycogenic foods like cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage will
That
say
help
cut
us.
down. Soybean will say cut down. No need to stop totally, but make it occasional. Actually, to make the child eat cabbage itself is tough. It's not a vegetable which all kids will like. And broccoli
Yes,
is so costly that it is
you
we
would want
don't
to
buy it
give.
regularly. Many households do not buy it regularly. We need not worry. But soybean is there in many of the products, so-called nutritious powders. So they need to understand no need to give extra nutritious powders without checking with pediatrician or dietitian. That
Very
is a
important.
source of soya. Soya also is not a food which kids are fond of. But the mothers think they need to give the child some powder mixed with milk. Somebody told or they saw in the advertisement that will have soya powder.
Yes, yes. Yeah, quickly, one more question, Dr. Sridhar. Green stools
Yeah.
in young children, are they worrisome? And a lot of people are asking stools and frequency of green stools.
So during newborn period, like up to 3 months and exactly after 2 weeks of the newborn, so 14 days to 2 to 3 weeks of the child, the green stools is come as transitional stools. So color will change. So no need to worry about that one. Suppose when you have to worry means if child is a young child, you told. So if child is having continuous green stools along with the stomach pain, vomiting, fever, okay, blood in stool sometimes. So you need to address it. That's acute
Yeah.
gastroenteritis.
So,
So no need to.
adding to this point here, Dr. Sridhar, Shujat Anas is asking, "Good morning, doctor. My daughter is 25 days old, exclusively breastfed on breastfeed, but having green stools since 2 days, almost 10 stools in a day. So, is this a 25-day old?"
Yeah, exactly. So 10 times stools a day is a bit high only. So you need to ask the mother whether quantity is it very minimal quantity, large quantity. Second thing
Okay.
is color. You told green color. And after passing motion or before passing motion, is a 25 days old baby also? Is the baby is crying a lot, continuously crying, irritability, incessant cry is there or not, along with fever. So you need to check with all the things.
Okay. Okay. So, I
And
think
feeding also.
yes, I think this cannot be answered here in detail, but Dr. Sridhar can be consulted on Apollo 24/7, and Dr. Bhuvneshwari Shankar can be consulted as well. Reshma Solanki wanted further advice from you, ma'am. Yes, Apollo 24/7 can help you, Reshma Solanki, the 172-year-old, 65 kilos kid. You can consult Dr. Bhuvneshwari Shankar as well. All right. Next question that I would want to take up is the cold cough. Delhi weather and also here in down south, Chennai right now is facing a lot of extreme weather conditions. Bangalore is facing extreme weather. Telangana is going through one air quality drop. So let's understand that cold cough, a lot of questions are coming in. Children not able to eat while in such infections. Sridhar Garu, what would you advise for
Yeah.
such kids?
So cold cough. So for the last 3 months, we are seeing a lot after COVID. So before COVID, what they're completely. It's bound to at home only. They're completely jail like
Yes.
undandi. So after that, what will happen? They came out from the home and they are going to the schools. So intercurrent infections or communicable diseases will come majority from schools because of all kids will come. So they used to
Yes.
suppose if one is having cold and cough, they definitely immediately 95% are viral fevers, viral flus only. In that, so they used to transfer from one kid to one kid. That's one is suffering, and immediately after, suppose if you are giving proper medications, again if you send the school, again they are getting. So these are the not only for air pollution, definitely atopy. So we need to call it as atopy, like allergens through many allergens through air, pollens, dust, mites, and food. Okay, and food and cold environment. So many things, allergens also there. Atopy as well as dust as well as pollution. So that will more aggravating these conditions, cough and cold. They are coming with recurrent cough and cold.
Yes. Yeah.
We are seeing a lot,
So,
like H1N1. I told you, swine flus. A lot we have seen. We are
so how
admitted,
do we,
and
so this is something not that we can
yeah,
take it easy at home. We need to approach the specialist for it.
exactly. See, suppose if baby is not improving with, normally they used to meet pediatricians first, cough and cold and everything. Suppose if child is not improving with that medication, they used to come with severe respiratory rate and difficulty in breathing. My baby is unable to take food also. That is important. Not accepting any feeds, not eating well, severe respiratory distress, and that oximeter also oxygen levels are showing. So in that patients we used to do that's swine flu RT-PCR. PCR is also there, and in biofare test
Correct.
also it is there. If you found it, then you need to treat with oxygen and supplementations and
Yes.
nebulizations.
So top tips coming up shortly, but before that, one last question to you, Dr. Bhuvaneshwari. This is 3B who's asking, what kind of foods are needed for weight gain for my 4-year-old daughter? One egg daily, taking all vegetables, not picky eater. I'm really worried about her growth. She weighs only 13 kilos, 4.5-year old.
4.5 years, 13 kilos.
13 kilos,
Not
girl.
Six,
very unweight.
mhm.
Yeah, not very
Not really.
unweight.
What actually expected is 17 to 18, 17 kg.
So So she is not a picky eater. She's taking all vegetables. She's taking one egg daily, but she's not growing. What is it? Where do we have to look at?
No, it is not one egg daily or all vegetables. It's what is the quantity? What is she eating
Exactly.
from morning till night? This cannot be answered in one line, Jansi. I need
Sure.
to know more details about her eating. If she is
Correct.
really eating well and not gaining, then I will say please go to a pediatrician to check whether there is any other problem of
Yes, please.
absorbing. Okay, is there any
Yes.
other issue with her GI system?
Yes.
GA system.
Yes.
So I'll add
Correct.
one
So
more
this
point.
is
In that,
something not that
suppose
we can.
three. Yeah, three
Yes.
issues
Please
are there.
continue,
Suppose
Sridhar.
if baby is not eating, that is the first condition. Suppose if baby is not accepting proper calories, I told you, 1350 calories he has to accept. Suppose the baby is not accepting if you take the diet chart. Second thing is if baby is accepting, but it's not digesting properly. Second problem. Third problem, it's digesting properly, but it's not going
Absorb.
to the organ. It's not utilizing properly. So three things are there. So that conditions like a loose motions, chronic diarrhea, it will all will come with these three conditions. We need to know that where it is exactly changed. Then you can address
Correct.
it.
Yes, and there are certain questions that we cannot take up on this platform. For example, there were VSD issues, there are fits and other issues that we cannot take up here due to paucity of time and also in detail that we cannot answer. The experts can be consulted on Apollo 24/7 as well to give you a proper dedicated treatment line. So,
Yes.
Dr. Sridhar, thank you so much for joining us. I would want to have some top tips on when to worry, when not to worry, while we're talking about growth and nutrition of kids.
So growth and nutrition of kids is very important up to 2 years. I told you. So starting from the pregnancy to the first year and second year, total 1,000 days. In that, you have to give continuous with up to 6 months continue exclusive breastfeeding. After 6 months, you need to add along with the breastfeeding, with complementary feeding. You need to add. Suppose if baby is not accepting properly, not gaining weight, and if baby is showing some vomitings, loose stools, or irritability, or some kind of things, and the baby is fussy, baby is not eating much, please meet the pediatricians, and we will know that where we will address it. Okay, this is the problem child is having. Then you need to continue these medications, or if really requires, you will give medications, or if we will counsel the parents to proper feed, how to give feed, and make it on the diet chart, proper diet chart. This is the healthy tips to grow a optimum growth and development for 2 years childs. Along with vaccinations also you need to take.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sridhar and Dr. Bhuvneshwari. I would want you to give me top tips on understanding right nutrition with proper, how do I give the best of the best nutrition? What are the factors that I keep in mind?
Number one, mothers, don't be too anxious about weight of the child. As long as the weight of the child is appropriate to the age and height, whenever you go to the pediatrician, he will say, see, we need to understand a baby triples in 1 year from birth weight. So all the children need not be 9 kg is enough in 1 year and 12 kg in 2 years. We are talking about very young kids. And do not rush to start weaning. Wait for 6 months and do not expect the child to eat too much at a time. Exposure to the screen time is not good, at least till 2 years. Make the child very active and do not compare the quantity of eating from one child to the other child. It can be your own first child to the second child. Go by the diet chart, what is provided to you by the pediatrician or by the dietitian. If the children are overweight, kindly address it as soon as possible so that they do not become obese adults.
Wonderful, ma'am. Very well put, both of you together. You have given us more power. And actually, parents, relax. Your children are fine unless there is something which is calling for an attention. Just go by your pediatrician and the dietitian. Thank you, Sridhar Garu, and thank you, Dr. Bhuvneshwari Shankar Garu, for this wonderful
Thank you.
time on Sunday morning. We appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thank you. So yes, thank you all for asking these important questions. So here are these coupons that you can use on Apollo 24/7. Please download Apollo 24/7. You have the entire Apollo services in your hand when you download this app, and also our experts can be consulted on Apollo 24/7. You get 150 rupees off if you use the code FIRSTVC on the first online doctor consultation direct from Apollo. So download the Apollo 24/7 and use the code FIRSTVC for the first online doctor consultation and you get 150 rupees off. The next coupon that we are giving away today is FIRST3. Use this code to order medicines direct from Apollo. Flat 25% off paoge aap on online medicine orders. That is first 3 online medicine orders, you get 25% off. And exclusively for Health Our viewers, we give away this code HH247. You get 199 off on online consultation with Apollo doctors and 20% off on medicine orders as well. This is an exclusive code. You can type in HH247 in addition to the other coupons which I gave you away in a short while ago. Thank you all. Next week, we are talking about a very important subject. Is the pandemic over? What are the new developments and discoveries in the field of COVID-19? Are we yet ready to take off the masks and other precautions? What are the challenges that as COVID-19 left us with? Who needs to worry? And what is current development in the scenario? Let's understand more about it. 13th November, 11 a.m. We are going to come up with an expert. So please join us and ask all the important questions. Even if you don't have a question, this is a session that you should not miss because you need to be updated with what is happening in this field. So let's all be aware and take care of our health. Please always be cautious and take good care about yourself. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday morning. We shall see you next week. Namaskar.